Now with all that challenges us for space and time, all that from moment to moment pulls us in one direction or another. Our conviction as we speak over ourselves is that God, we're sticking with you. We searched all over, couldn't find anybody. God, we're sticking with you because there's just nobody greater than you. And so now, fresh God, we affirm for those minds that are already made up why it is we stick with you. Then arrest and change minds and hearts. Those who may not yet get it, you're our portion. We need to stick with you. Others can, may, will fail us. But God, we searched all over. Couldn't find nobody. Nobody greater than you.
Yes, Lord.
You who promises and you who keeps your promise, so we're standing on your promises. Because God, you never fail. Great is your faithfulness. We're sticking with you. Morning by morning, new mercies we see. And we're sticking with you. It is because of your mercy that we're not consumed. We're sticking with you. We bless your name. Now, Lord, release preaching, presence, and power to the end, God, that you get glory. Now you promise, and I know you're faithful, that in my weakness, God, you be strength. Come now, get glory. Use this vessel, God, until you have consumed me and used me up to the end, God, that this word may come alive today, that it may live and become clear and take up residence in our hearts. I do pray and ask in Jesus' name. Amen. We are delighted to greet you on this first Sunday of this second month already, this year 2020. I have looked out and delighted to see Mother Ernestine Fisher. Not just here, but looking rather voguish. She stepped off the pages of the fashion magazine. I used to tell you quite regularly, I'm going to have to watch you. Make sure you get home safe, because it looks like you're fishing or hunting or doing something today. Amen. But God bless you. It's good to see. I'm asking your prayers on Wednesday this past week. My best friend of 3.5 years. Those of you who've been here in that time know him. Pastor Keith William Robeson got a call, and his mother, Elmira Robeson, transitioned to be with the Lord at 90 years of age. And I'm asking that you pray for him, his family. The funeral is Friday and Saturday this coming week, and so please be prayerful that they be overtaken by the peace of God. I think for the last time, Lamentations chapter 3. Now, I put that disclaimer in there for those who, if it doesn't happen the way I plan, come back and say something. I said, I think. I have a plan, but I don't know. I'm going to see what the Lord says. Lamentations chapter 3. Thank you, Minister Kevin Tolbert, for sharing with us that Black History moment. And we are great, great people. Amen. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how it may appear. We are great people with a great history. And going all the way back to Genesis. And we are phenomenal people. Lamentations chapter 3. I guess we can begin at verse 22. We'll conclude in verse 25. Lamentations 3, verse 22 through 25. Let's read. It is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The Lord is my soul. Therefore I believe. The Lord is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh. Amen. All right. I'm sticking with God. On this first Sunday of, I'm still amazed already this second month, this year 2020. As we are determined to uphold, to embrace, to promote, to follow the dictates of our theme, the year of restoration and reclamation. I want to continue this discussion and this declaration that I have, the Lord has engaged us in, simply that I'm sticking with God. We have heretofore explored the Jeremiah, the weeping prophet, comes to this place in his life when he remembers, the text says, all that God had done for him and kept him in. He says, this I remember and I recall, and as I recall, I have hope. The instruction he gives us to remember what the Lord has done, to call it back, to bring it up again, to think about it, to massage it, to deal with it, to remember the fidelity of God, and it will shift us, it will produce hope. Hold on to that word hope. You're going to see it throughout the sermon on today. And looking at where Jeremiah was in this first Sunday of Black History Month, I am reminded that I believe the same thing that happened to Jeremiah some years ago happened to Dr. Martin Luther King. I am thinking about these moments of clarity coming from him when he considered the keeping power of God in his life. On April the 3rd, 1968, it was 10 years after he got stabbed and almost died. He recalls, some of you history personalities understand, in his I've been to the mountaintop speech declared in Memphis, Tennessee, an incident that took place in Harlem when Izola Curry, who incidentally, for trivia personalities, died at the age of 98 in 2015, stabbed him and nearly took him out at an event in Harlem, New York. While he was in the hospital after that stabbing, he got a letter from a young person that provided him with a powerful lens to look through and process these events that literally could have ended his life. He says that he got a whole lot of letters while he was in the hospital. Got letters from the president, got letters from top-ranking people, got letters from all over the world. He says, but he doesn't really remember any of those letters 10 years later. He goes on to say that one letter he does remember was from a young girl who in the letter says she was thankful, she was glad he did not sneeze. He says this letter stands out for him because it was written by a little white girl. He goes on in this impassioned speech, says that the x-rays revealed that the tip of the blade that he was stabbed with was right on the edge of his aorta, the main artery. He says once that artery is punctured, you drown in your own blood. That's the end of you. He says the surgeon told him that if he had sneezed before the operation, he would have died. He continues this speech in Memphis, Tennessee, to the applause and amazement of the crowd. He says, and I'm quoting, I want to say tonight that I, too, am happy that I didn't sneeze. Because if I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been around here in 1960 when students from all over the South started sitting in at lunch counters. If I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been around here in 1961 when we decided to take a ride for freedom and ended segregation in interstate travel. He says, if I had sneezed, I wouldn't have been here in 1963 when the black people of Birmingham, Alabama, aroused the conscience of this nation and brought into being the Civil Rights Bill. If I had sneezed, I wouldn't have had a chance later that year in August to try and tell the people about a dream I had. If I had sneezed. In this reflective moment, I believe that Dr. King may have been thinking about this passage before us today, this Lamentations chapter 3. I think, like Jeremiah, in that moment as he, 10 years later, talked about, I've been to the mountaintop. I just think that what was on his mind was what Jeremiah wrote to us and what we saw and see today. And like Jeremiah, as he looked at the events of his life 10 years earlier, he gained a wisdom that changed what he saw and adjusted his mind and heart. And I would that somebody today would just take a look back over the canvas of your life, take a gander back at your yesterdays and look at the hand of God and how he has done what he's done. Maybe the song didn't move you as it was lifted and repeated over and over. I've looked all over, couldn't find nobody. There's nobody greater. And it's a love song I'm singing to God, nobody greater than you. When you look at your life, and if you just unpack the events of your life, there is not a person who cannot join in that song, that sonnet on today, that there's just nobody greater. When I think about what the Lord has done for me, when I begin to recall the favor of God and the goodness of God and the moments that just move me, they may not move you, but they move me. When I begin to process what could have happened had it not been for the hand of God on my life. I mean, the close calls, the times when I would not, and when I think about it, cannot even really begin to process how God did and does what he does. Is there anybody here today other than me who gets amazed that when you look at your life and you recognize that it was nobody but God that kept you? I mean, come here and deal with the reality that if it had not been for God on your side, how many times could you suggest that one thing or another would have changed the course of your life? But God has been and is being and is and will be a great and a faithful God. If you can't get a hold of any of that, oh, bless the Lord's name. He woke me up this morning. Started me on my way. I believe Dr. King and Jeremiah had something in common because Dr. King and Jeremiah both understood that God is a God of mercy. That these mercies are new. Y'all got it every day. That because of his mercies that we're not consumed. That God is a faithful God. Now, told you last time, God is faithful in his grace. God is faithful in providing for us what we do not deserve. Providing for us, benefiting us, the favor that enlarges our territory. Somebody ought to give God praise for grace. It is, as one hymnologist would put it, it's amazing. The grace of God is from everlasting to everlasting. His grace keeps us. His grace protects us. His grace is favor given to us. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm not as grateful for his grace as I ought to be. But on every page of my life, the DNA of grace is right on there. When I tell my story, I can't tell my story without grace. I cannot even begin to share my testimony without grace, because the truth of the matter is I'm not where I am because I deserved or knew how to get here. I am where I am because grace brought me. Grace kept me. Grace covered me. Grace walks with me. Grace wraps his arms around me. Grace, in a time when I'm sinking, reaches down and picks me up. Grace dries my tears. Grace, every now and again, will just remind me that because he loves me, he keeps me. And then not only is God faithful in his grace, and I declare if we were woke this morning, we would begin to just praise him for his grace. But if that can't get you, we're going to praise him for his provision and for his protection. Jeremiah was looking over his life, and we already told you what he does in the earlier verses of chapter 3 of Lamentation. But he's looking at his life, and he gives us this litany of things that have gone wrong, the problems he's had. But he's overwhelmed at the reality of the perfection in the protection and in the provision of God. He says it right there in chapter 31. He says, despite the failure and despite the faults of Israel, he says God is still in the business of providing and protecting his people. Here's how he puts it. He says this. He says, with loving kindness, he has drawn us. I'm sorry, but that just gets me, y'all. That when I look at my record and how messed up my record is, his grace overwhelms me. But then, in addition to grace, his provision and his protection overwhelm me because he draws me to himself. Because he draws me, he's my shelter in every storm. Because he draws me, he is protection in every attack of the enemy. Because he's drawn me unto himself, he is my strength in times of weakness, my joy in every overwhelming and sad season, my hope in my hopeless moments. Because he has drawn me, he is my peace, a peace that I really don't even understand. Because he has drawn me, he provides me an exit out of dangerous situations. Because he has drawn me and I am drawn to be close to him and I'm in his presence, he provides me with power I don't have on my own. If you are honest on this Lord's Day and you begin to try to tell the story of how you've made it, it has not been because you're that smart, even though you are smart. It has not been because of your talent, even though you've got great talent. It's been because the Lord, through the blood of Jesus, has invited you beyond the veil into his presence and released to you a power that you do not have on your own. You've been through some stuff. If it hadn't been for God, you would have lost your mind. You would not even know your name or who you are. But because he has drawn you, he's kept you. Oh, there ought to be a shout and a hallelujah in the house that he still draws me. But then God is also faithful in his goodness. Jeremiah says in the text, this I recall, and therefore have I hope. He's got hope because he's thinking about the goodness of God on his behalf. The psalmist put it like this: if it had not been, somebody been reading a little bit. God is so good. He's so deserving of our praise. In transparency, somebody who don't mind and not ashamed, just think with me for a moment and thank God for all that God has not allowed to happen. Somebody come on with me and just consider God's hand over your life, and you know what the plot and plan of the enemy was. You know he wanted to take you out, but somebody just give God a praise for what he did not allow to happen. Oh, bless his name. He didn't allow Martin King to sneeze, and he didn't allow so many things to happen to you. Bless I searched all over. Couldn't find nobody greater. Oh, he's a great God. He deserves a great praise. I know it's Super Bowl Sunday, but we ought to have a Super Bowl party up in here. When I think about who it is that wrote me, who kept me, who lives in me. But now, I'm going to try to finish this. There's something else about he's faithful in his goodness. Here's the reason, this may not identify with you, but here's the reason for my praise. Because he's good, even when I'm bad. Intentional. He's good. Even when in my mess, I fail to acknowledge him. He's good, y'all. Even when I'm too angry and refuse to say thank you. He is good even when we allow our flesh to control us. He's good even when we disappoint and break his heart. He is good even when our actions are not consistent with the words that come out of our mouth. God is just good. And somebody would put it like this: he's good because he can't help but to be good. He's good because he's the definition of good. He's good because if you Google good, you find God. He's good because I declare he just can't help it. He's a great God and there's nobody. God is faithful in keeping his promise. How overwhelmingly, I don't mean y'all just enough, but I mean how overwhelmingly blessed we are that the promises of God are yes and amen. His promises are true and they're eternal. These promises cannot be reversed or overturned. God is just good. And he said his word will not return to him void. He promised he will do just what he said he would do. Now help your neighbor. If your neighbor doesn't get it, tell him sometimes you've got to wait, but God will do just what he said. He may not come when you want him, but he is an on-time God. And when God shows up, goodness shows up with him. Haven't you read the 23rd Psalm and the 4th verse? Surely goodness and mercy follow me all the days of my life. He's good, God, I tell you. He's good. No, wait a minute. He's better than good. He's a great God. And a great God deserves a great praise. Jeremiah continues. I'm sitting with God. Come to the text because this gets me. He is my portion. And therefore, I hope in him. Here's why the psalmist pushes us to bless the Lord at all times and to have praise continually in our mouth so that we can change what we see and have 2020 vision. I joked with, I'm looking at him now, I think I may be on to something. Last Sunday, Deacon McCain wasn't here. Deacon Garner told me he was putting drops in to have surgery on Monday. He had surgery on Monday. And I joked with him in Sunday school. I'm looking at him again, and he, instead of wearing his glasses, he just held them in his hand. Kind of like a security blanket. I think he might have something on his text that when we begin to praise God like we ought to praise him, 2020 vision starts to happen. Deacon McCain went through a surgery to get 2020 vision. Maybe somebody needs to go through a surgery like he did, but rather than go through with his doctor, I got another doctor for you to just help to change what you see and get 2020 vision. And the 2020 vision says, it doesn't matter where I am right now. It doesn't matter what I'm going through right now. It doesn't matter what pain I have right now. It doesn't matter what my struggle is right now. The good news is I serve a God who got all power in his hand. A God who can do anything but fail. And I thank you, Jeremiah. He is my portion. Because he's my portion, he has made some irrevocable promises to you and I. And here it is. He said, joy will come in the moment. He said, I'll give you peace that passes your own 2020 vision. He said, you don't have to fight. I'll fight your battles. He said, I'm going to cover and I'm going to keep you. The 121st Psalm. He said, I will lead and I will guide you. He said, seek me early, you will find me. He said, I will not cast out or cast away those who have been given to me. Over and over in the Word of God are these irrevocable promises made by a great God who we declare today is good to us. And Jeremiah had it right. He is my portion.
Yes, Lord.
So Jeremiah began to look at his life and look at his experience and look at the hand of God, what God has done. He suggested that I no longer, and please don't miss this, I no longer see what I've gone through as miserable. Rather, I see that God took the taste out of my mouth for worldly satisfaction in order to open my eyes and see that God was my portion.
Amen. 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 Amen.
Says when you look at my transcript, when you look at my life, when you look at all I've been through, a lot of it appears dark. A lot of it can be overwhelming. He says, but I shifted out of my natural sight into spiritual 2020 vision. And I've come to understand that God simply wanted me to get it, that He is my portion. And the truth is, Jeremiah's going to say this, and some of y'all may or may not agree. He says, God really is all I need. He said, God is my portion, and God is more than enough. He said, he said, God did not let me have so many of the things that I thought I wanted and thought I needed. God, he said, didn't let me have a wife. God didn't let me have children. God did not let me even have real close friends. God did not let me have humanistic relationships. God, he did not let me go down that pathway. He says, and I lamented it. I was angry with God about it. He said, but I changed my vision. I changed what I saw. And I began to realize without a wife, without children, without any good friends, it was the hand of God that kept bringing me through. It was the hand of God that kept making a way. Oh, bless God if you have a wife or a husband. Oh, bless His name if you got good friends. But what the Lord says is, I need everybody in Bethany on February the 2nd, 2020 to know it's the Lord. It's the Lord that brings you. It's the Lord that keeps you. It's the Lord that guides you. When I come to this place of understanding God is my portion, I don't spend all my energy seeking after stuff. Because I realize with God, my life is overflowing with blessings. When we have God as our portion, tell your neighbor, we have more than enough. Oh, that we would just celebrate God today. Celebrate the overflow of God in our lives. Is there anybody that can join with me today and just praise Him for the overflow? And I don't just have enough, I've got more than enough. Come on, somebody, praise Him for the overflow. The overflow with it. Just look out God, just keep on pouring out and pouring in. Look out God every day that He reaches me. He gives me the overflow. He just keep on. Therefore, Jeremiah says, it's because I'm in the overflow that I can shout, God is my portion. Let me quickly find an exit. So therefore, in my lack, I have hope, and I will seek God,
Yes, Lord.
and I will wait on him.
Wait.
In my emptiness, I have hope, and I will seek God. He's my portion, and I will wait on him. In my loneliness, I have hope, and I will seek God, and I will wait on him. In my despair, I have hope, and I will seek God, and I will wait on him, because he is my portion. In my misery, y'all, I have hope, and I will seek God, and I will wait on him. In my brokenness, I will seek God, and I will wait on him. I wish somebody would make up your mind. I just heard that we gotta speak over yourself. I wish somebody would tell the enemy, God is my portion. He's my portion, and he is my strength. Let me see if I can bring this into some philosophical focus. If Jeremiah had been a contemporary of St. Thomas Aquinas, he would have understood why Aquinas said evil and calamity, including disease and illness, are but an accident of the good, and thus no culpability can be attributed to God, as God is only the cause of good and not evil. Jeremiah says, yeah, I once believed that. But he says, my belief has shifted more to an Augustinian kind of thought. And he says, I have received gifts and blessings, but if it weren't for some suffering and humiliation in my life, I'd be so proud, I'd go right to hell. There's just something about suffering that can keep us humble and continually calling on God. Jeremiah said, if it may sound strange to you, but I'm praising God for my suffering because it helped me realize every time I've gone through, God has been my portion. And because God is my portion, I've decided to wait on him, and I've decided to seek him. That's why I had to sing thank you, Rick, thank you, Jonathan. The reality of my life is because I know that God is my portion. I have hope. It doesn't matter. I'm not suggesting to you that I like the suffering, but in my suffering, I begin to understand God will make a way somehow. I'm not trying to fool nobody and tell you that I'm gloating over my suffering. No, in my midnight tears, when I come to know if God is my portion, he walks with me. He talks with me. When I come to understand, and when I'm misunderstood, God is my portion. When nobody can reach me, God is my portion. When I'm lower than low, God is my portion. heard the thunder roll. Felt sin breakers dashing, trying to conquer my soul. But he's my portion, and I heard the voice of Jesus saying, still to fight on. He's my portion, and he never leave me alone. If you can say it with me, tell somebody, he's my portion. He's my portion. And he's more than enough. He's more than enough. He's more than enough. More than enough. Can't nobody do me like Jesus. Can't nobody do me like the Lord. Yeah. Oh, bless the Lord, and we're standing. That's enough. We're standing. That's enough.
Hallelujah.
I want to do it, y'all. Want to do it? Come on, tell somebody you do it. Every time he's my portion. He opens doors for me every time. He makes ways out of no way. He's the lifter of my head. He is. That's the Lord's name, bro.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
If you know who's your portion and you're thankful who's your portion, then put your hands together and thank God. Come on, give him the best praise. The best he's my portion. Oh.
Praise. 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 Jesus. 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 Jesus.
How's he make it? He's my portion. How does he get through? He's my portion. If you're here and standing, I know
Praise.
Deacon Townsend
Praise.
recognized visitors. We didn't have any. Maybe that's just because you feel so comfortable. We're glad you do.
Amen.
You didn't stand. If you feel at home, but you have not made the connection officially, we invite you today to make it official. You're standing and you've never,
Hallelujah.
first of all, been baptized. Help me do this, because I have given this about everything I have. So I need your help now.
Yes, Lord.
Turn to the person next to you. And I'm really so glad to see all of you, but please be kind. Turn to the person next to you. Tell them the Lord is your portion. Hallelujah. If you've never been baptized, you've been being kept by a God who you have yet to acknowledge. And today, the least you can do is just to acknowledge him. He's been being good to you on purpose, even when you haven't understood how you've gotten where you've gotten. Today, the Lord says, you now know he's been your portion. Come, candidate for baptism. If you've never been baptized, you need to just come down the aisle, the center aisle, or either other side of the aisle. Just come on down and look at the light. you're here and you've not officially connected with this church on your Christian experience or by letter, we've been delighted to have you today. By coming, you'll make us stronger, you'll make us better for kingdom work and kingdom building. Make it official and become a part of the Bethany family where you can be connected and be given assignment by God. And if you're here and you, for one reason or another, have drifted away, but you're back today, we'd be delighted to receive you and reaffirm your walk with God. Baptism by letter, Christian experience by restoration, in the year of restoration and reformation. Let God shake you loose from the hand of the destroyer, the hand of the accuser, the hand of the enemy. Step into the presence of an awesome and almighty God. Say yes. Just the verse come. Will you do it? When you say yes,